Yeah, what's going on, guys? Let's run over watch lists and stuff for tomorrow. I'll make sure we're all in there. There's the screen pop. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's take a look at the cues today. Um, Really just another lethargic session. I got the daily on the left, weekly on the right here. Tapped up into all the MAs. Let's get rid of this, lines. We got the 9, the 20, the 50, all right there. In the, let's just call it 713 area. We popped right up into that spot and pulled back a little bit weak in the after hours right now. This is one scenario that we kind of had, on the docket to where you pop up and make a lower high and continue downtrending. Overall, we got PCE and NVIDIA's earnings tomorrow. PCE in the morning, obviously. NVIDIA's earnings in the afternoon. We're at a very interesting spot in the market still. Um, and they're keeping us just involved and interested enough um, to really wear you out. It's that classic phrase, wear you out, scare you out. But that's fine. I'm happy with, the decisions I've made overall. Tried service now at the red to green spot this morning. If you look at a 30-minute, got this at 127 about I think a minute into market open. If you look at the again, I wasn't looking at the 1 minute, but let's take a look. Yeah, basically right away on this push, I was like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted to see. We've been watching that undercut of the 127 area and the reclaim of that, so I got in at 127 exactly. Put a stop at low a day. It started advancing, pretty nicely. We can go back to the 30-minute. Started advancing pretty decently, and then again, like that's the first 30-minute candle right there, and then absolutely nothing. I just closed this at the end of the day at 120, 126.60, I think, for 40 cents loss. It might have been 126.80 to be honest. Um, and so that was one trade that I took. Palantir had bought this yesterday at 173, sold it today at 173. Again, I like the entry on that. I like the lower wick. Don't love the candle pattern per se. I'll be willing to try this again if we get some weakness down into that kind of 168 to 163 zone. The next kind of area that I'm looking at. Still watching service now too, quite frankly. And then TM was nice. I got this at where did I get this? 64.90. Again, another pretty early one. You get that dip lower. You got the inside day. mRNA was gapping up and pretty attractive. CRISPR was attractive. Variety of these biotechs. But want to go with TM. Got 64.90 with a 63.60 stop, so risking $1.30 on this, about 2%. And again, 2%, you can go 20% of your account and you're risking 0.4% of your account. Um, and market's not super favorable right now, so I actually uh, sized back down today on my positions, or new positions. Anyways, that's TM, and I'm holding that. Yeah, it got up to $70, pulled back a little bit into the end of the session. I mean, it's about a 4% pullback, so it wasn't super fun, but looks great. Here's the hourly chart. Might need more time here, but I'm comfortable with this risk area for now. And yeah, I was watching this MDB pretty closely today. We talked in pre-market about this undercut of 400 and red to green spot. Came down into 390. Here's the open right here. Came down into 399. I ended up passing on it just because I'm like, man, I got I got RBRK. Oh, by the way, yeah, RBRK stopped out of this at break even. Had 96 from Friday, was it? Where's Friday's candle? Yeah, from Friday's candle right there. Had a 96.30 average, 96.40, and a low day stop. Originally, moved my stop to break even on this. With the way that crowd and Pan W and that and blah blah blah, all that stuff are acting. I was like, you know what? I don't need to. They got earnings too tomorrow, so I wasn't gonna be a low of day loyalist for that one. Um, Still got BFLY from 880s. Nice hold. I bought it in here. On oh sorry, originally bought it on 814. Added to the position. Oh, added to position yesterday on Monday. Yeah, on this pullback and reclaim of the HVC. Feel got HVC level right there. Boom. See the volume down there. Got it. Always mark that level out. And then we got the $10 level up above. If you flip to an hourly on this, we're just, in my opinion, we're just eating up some supply there, right? Sellers stepping in, sellers stepping in. I hope they're getting, weaker up there and we're going to be able to punch through that spot because if we do, I think we'll be able to make, a nice, pretty large move, pretty quick and strong move up into the $10-$12 range. It might need a PR, like if they're good, they'll PR something pretty soon. Maybe it needs to shake out again, and back into the 830 or so. But I'm fine watching this, and I'm fine trading it. Fine with my stop at yesterday's low, 857. Don't want to move break even yet, because I don't want to kind of get this around the HVC. So keeping that there. Again, really want to emphasize, we knew Monday and Tuesday were going to be lethargic, that the probability of it being lethargic was extremely high with PCE and NVIDIA's earnings, of course. I hate to be, that guy talking about NVIDIA, but everyone else is. You can tell. I mean, look at the QQQ, volume. I don't want to be a volume guy either, but extremely, extremely low. Just lack of enthusiasm, lack of participation. Broadly. Um, some big biotech moves. And I don't want to be too negative either. I mean, the one that I missed that we were watching too in pre-market is a circle gap down into the 200-day moving average. And I'm actually pretty upset about this because, again, I wasn't watching a 5 minute, but you can see how this, went red to green there, $5 move, and then pulls back in and gives this perfect little, intraday action. I'm not much into intraday anymore, but it gave you the chance to rebuy it with the low day stop anywhere here. I mean, 86, 85, right there. And like, you didn't have to be fast at open. You had 20, 30 minutes to look at it. So, kind of bummed about that. Would have been nice to have Robinhood we were looking at as well. Inside day, nice undercut. Webull was less enthused about this, less enthused about coin. And I was a little bit hesitant on these for a reason. I bet a big move over the 200-day moving average. I think it's going to build out here. But I think these crypto stocks can still perform. Circle is probably the main one that I'm interested in. Another nice move today was MP. And some of the rare earth CRML moved really nicely. Shout out Canal, he tweeted this right away at market open, or was nowhere on my radar. So, that's always a big help. USAR looks good, but this MP, we've been talking about these, 200 SMA bases and, how we're building out over there. We're looking at Uber last night. Again, that 200 SMA right there. Sorry, I talk on my charts a lot, so my drawings are always messed up. Spotify, again, building out over the 200 days. Service Now was another one. Um, and yeah, MP was one of those. Really nice candle on that yesterday. I think this can be on your watch list and in play. I've got position Robinhood on NEXA, Dark Oblivion. We've been looking at this for quite some time, and Dark Oblivion was talking about the weekly undercut right there, given clear risk at the end of last week. So decided to join him with a little position in, I don't know, Frankie's account, let's just say. Um, Otherwise, not much has changed on my watch list. This Hinge, Chartmaster got a good entry on this on the intraday sell-off. I think he got like 87.30 against low a day. Really nice entry. This looks great. Eli Lilly was a little bit weak this morning. Or sorry, into the close. This still looks good. Kind of looks like Dell. Speaking of, I think you can still have Dell and HP on your watch list. Um, you guys know why I hate the 50 SMA because so many times is you get, just this grind and dance and then it eventually fails or, then the base ends up working and it's like, oh, who cares about the 50 SMA? In fact, I wear my shirt. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, fuck the 50 SMA. I'll try to. Anyways, Uncharted Territory does not endorse. Um, we do endorse a 50-day moving average. I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Dell looks solid. Nice candle. HPE looks solid. Um, Still interested in these. Shout out to Manraf, by the way. He got into this oops on Bloom Energy against his gap support and the 200-day moving average really early in on Monday, and um, on this pullback and kind of reclaim. I think he got in, in the high 180s, and he got into BEX, a couple thousand shares, 3 or 4 thousand shares of BEX, and what an awesome move, man. Um, uh, uh, 32% move in the first couple days of the week. And this is a very Manraf type look. You get gap support, high or low. He's looking at this spot. He's looking at the gap support. He's looking at the wedging down, and he gets potential oops right there. A lab, another one is basically the same thing that he was looking at, and he's just like looking for those little quick pops. Get a quick couple percent, move on to the next. I'm much more the higher low type of look above the moving averages. And so anyways, shout out to Manraf. Um, Yeah, I don't really have much to add. TTAN, still watching this for a shakeout into this 87 to 88 zone. Not mega high on my list. Um, Let me kind of run through here. RBRK still think looks great. Super interested in this post earnings. It's just tough with earnings and CrowdStrike and whatever looking like shit. Still gonna be watching Palantir pretty closely. So pretty much the main focuses are gonna be keep watching Palantir, keep watching Mongo Bongo, keep watching Circle, see how TEM behaves, see how my TQQ position from Monday's low area acts. Um, See how Butterfly acts. Keep an eye on keep an eye on my list. I've got 30, 40 stocks on here. Again, nothing I really wanna highlight too aggressively for entries. Maybe Wayfair looks solid. Um, Healthcare continues to, stand out, AbbVie, Amgen, um, and a bunch of these biotechs. mRNA, awesome. I'd love to get into this. Um, And maybe I will. I mean, I'm keep my watch. This is a great example too of after you get a candle like this, just keep an eye on the hourly. Shout out Brocco. You were emphasizing that this could quickly push 150 and 160 this morning, and it literally did exactly that. So, good shout out. I was like, I'm gonna watch TM off that. Um, yeah, Hinge, Palantir, Mongo Bongo, RBRK, ServiceNow, Wayfair, and then Dell or HPE. Yeah, I'm fine with that list. That's about it. All right. See you guys.